Tonight on Missing Persons Unit, the case of the missing schoolgirl.
If you're watching, Bobby, can you just please call Mum and Dad?
But there's another reason why 15-year-old Natasha disappeared.
Where did she go? You know, that's the thing.
And on the beat at a big royal show.
He lost 2.
It's incredible just how many kids lose their parents in one day. Plus, the unexpected conclusion in the case of the unidentified human bones.
Do you believe you know who it is?
Will today bring closure for a family or more heartbreak?
I'm more than happy.
Here it is.
Also, great news in the search for missing mum, Veronica Green,
Oh, my God.
as her daughters close in on their lost family.
He's our full brother.
Okay, good morning everyone.
Overnight, 23 people have been reported missing,
Gary, you have a 15-year-old female
and teenagers feature again.
who went missing yesterday after finishing her shift at McDonald's at Richmond.
15-year-old Natasha Hughes was last seen leaving work 19 hours ago. She failed to catch her train and no one has seen her since.
It's out of character for her. And Darren, you've got an update on the Veronica Green case.
Indeed, I've spoken with Senior Constable Nugent in Victoria.
Veronica Green has been missing for over 30 years. In the hunt for their mum, Jackie and Penny discovered that she'd also adopted out a baby boy before they were born. If they find him, chances are they might also find their mum.
They're expecting to receive some news today in the post about that.
And I believe, Diane, you have an update on the bones in the National Park.
We completed the search yesterday. The detectives have organised to take all the remains to Glebe.
Today, there'll be a coronial inquest to determine once and for all if the bones belong to an elderly man who went missing in the area 4 years ago.
The remains are being taken back to Glebe. The coroner will make a determination whether or not the bones that were located are actually our missing person.
Show time again, so Mandy and I are going to head out to the show today.
The thought might bring a smile to their faces now, but Children's Day at the show can be a nightmare for police.
Thank you, have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Last week, the ashes of a bushfire gave up their secrets.
I think that's...
Police uncovered human bones in the Royal National Park, south of Sydney.
It's a good find, eh?
Desperate to ease one family's pain, Constables Diana Casey and Joanne Williams have spent days matching the bones to one of their cases, a 77-year-old Nowra man.
So there's a lot of things that we can possibly match up in terms of the actual bone.
Matching the leg bones and hip joints to those of the missing man's x-rays will be the key to cracking this case.
So has the family been made aware?
Yes, the family's been kept abreast of the whole investigation so far, and there are people back at the station who are liaising with them daily.
It does look like our missing man, but until we have confirmation of that, we can't be 100% sure.
It will now be up to the coroner to determine if Joanne has solved this 4-year mystery.
We're heading off to the Department of Forensic Medicine. They're going to compare the x-rays of the remains to the x-rays of our missing man, and we're going to see if it's the same person.
The match will mean the family can finally lay their loved one to rest. But sadly for the family of 15-year-old Natasha Hughes, the ordeal is just beginning.
Hello? Yeah, Gary Bailey, Missing Persons Unit. How you going?
Good, thank you.
Have you heard anything from your daughter yet?
No.
Mum Tanya has no idea where Natasha is or why she ran off.
She's a very easy girl to get along with. Happy, yeah. She loves to make people laugh.
No idea. Just got no idea at all.
He hasn't done this before. It's just totally out of character.
Being a dad himself, Gary knows the danger teenage girls can get into. At the Department of Forensic Medicine, it's the final stage in a long
We've
investigation.
now got the antemortem X-rays.
Anthropologist Dr. Denise Donman has now compared the X-rays of the bones against those of the 77-year-old missing person.
We can see the bone cut here and here.
Yes.
Both sets of X-rays show broken bones, and both show the key identifier, a matching bone graft.
This extra piece of bone here is what they call an allograft, which is a piece of bone which has been grafted on to this man's bone. It didn't actually belong to him, but it's grafted on. And again, that's very similar in size and shape.
It's excellent, isn't it?
We've got a break here which matches here, this main shaft here. And you can see that here. And this is where it was freshly broken here, but it's healed here. Also, if you look at these metal cables holding the whole structure together.
Is this one of...
This may just be Joanna's 77-year-old missing person.
I see, that's cool. Yes, I am satisfied looking at the X-rays and the similarities, the areas of congruence that it is our missing man. Well done, Doctor. Thank you very much. It's good.
For this family, 4 years of searching are finally over.
It's satisfying to finally find out who the remains belong to. It's really good to know that we've brought some closure for the family. They've waited a long time to find out what happened to him.
Meanwhile, across town, Gary and Darren are still hot on the trail of missing 15-year-old Natasha.
We're going to go up to Windsor Police Station and print some posters off for this girl.
Gary needs to know immediately if local Windsor police have uncovered any new leads.
The area that was tasked with canvassing the area, she was last sighted, have conducted that this morning. No sightings at this stage.
It's 21 hours since she disappeared and there's still no word. As Darren puts the finishing touches to her missing persons poster, he knows that every minute is now critical.
She didn't get on a train, so where did she go? You know, that's the thing.
It's that time of the year again. Ferris wheels, merry-go-rounds, and children who disappear before your very eyes. It's Kids' Day at the show.
Showground, we've got a missing boy.
And up to 150 children will go missing.
Showground 16.
Showground 16.
Moments after arriving, Mandy and Jane are called to the police stand to help find a missing 9-year-old.
And what was he wearing?
He's got black long sleeve shirt on.
Craig Tams was in charge of his little cousin Robert until he lost him 2 hours ago.
I looked up Robert the guy, so...
Has he got anything on him, like a phone number, anyone that he would contact so no one's got a mobile?
I have.
Okay. Are you all going to help us have a look so we can find him? Okay, we'll do that.
Okay. Over near Richmond, Gary and Darren are on their way to update the worried parents of missing 15-year-old Natasha Hughes.
Well, what we've done, we've printed up these posters, if you just want to have a look at those.
All parents love looking at photos of their children, but not like this.
And the normal practice would be she would get on the train there at Richmond and
Actually, this was the first trial for her. She wanted to catch a train. She wanted to catch a bus from here and then catch a train from Windsor.
But Natasha never caught her train. Once the young schoolgirl finished her shift at work, no one saw her again.
What time would you sort of expected to come home?
She should have been home about 6:30.
And when did alarm bells start ringing with you?
When I got home at 7.
We have this quite often where people will say, oh, look, they would never do this, they would never do it, it wouldn't happen. But
Darren's instincts tell him the problem may be a lot closer to home.
We're separated at the moment. When we thought we might have to sell the house, and she got upset because she didn't want to move from this area.
Parents, Tanya and Jeff, decided to sell the family home just this week.
That may be playing on her mind then. That
yeah, but we can't see Tasha not coming back.
You saying that at the moment she may be feeling unsure as to where she's going to be. She may just need some space to herself.
While Darren's words go some way to alleviating the pain, Tanya knows they won't bring her daughter back. Back at the show, Jane and Mandy decide to split up
Go for a look around that way.
to double their chances of finding 9-year-old Robert. Moments later, Mandy is handed a missing boy,
What's your name?
but it's not Robert.
What's your name? Can I just have a look and see if you got your name, your phone number? Did Mum write your phone number on your arm? You got a phone number? You got a name? You haven't got your phone number. Where's your phone number?
Because he's only 4, Alfred's mum and dad should have written his phone number somewhere on his body.
You lost 2.
Yeah, copy that.
Mandy's now missing 2 people, 1 child and a parent. So far, it's turning into another typical day at the show for police. Out at Windsor, Natasha's parents are still dealing with their daughter's disappearance.
Got any illnesses or anything that...
No.
At this stage, obviously, of course you're concerned, but try not to panic too much.
Police will see thousands of parents in this same situation every year.
There are a lot of similar instances to what you guys are going through right now.
Okay.
Hope we come up with some good news for you.
Keep doing the rounds with the friends and that as well, because as I said, sometimes they'll tell you, no, they're not here, and they're right alongside them, but later on their consciences will get to their friends and they'll go, oh, look, she is here, or I have seen her. And they'll end up telling you that.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks very much.
If you're watching, Bobby, can you just please call Mum and Dad? I'd just like to know where you are and if you're safe. If you don't want to contact us, just contact one of your girlfriends. That's okay too. But we just really need to know where you are. And we love you very much.
Back at the show, Mandy's still cuddling little lost Alfred, who's now very scared.
Yeah, Radio, we've come across another little lost boy. Can I just put over a description, please? 4 years old. His name is Alfred. He's wearing black joggers, black shorts. So we're currently looking for 1, and we have 1. Hang on a sec. Is he with you? Who's this?
Then, just as it looks like Alfred will become a guest of the police creche, his dad turns up.
Okay. No worries. Showground Portable 20.
Sometimes it seems like a thankless job,
Jack.
but for Mandy,
Okay.
it's a labour of
Where were
love.
you last standing with Mum? Just here? Shall we go and have a look? Okay. We'll just walk around first, okay? To see if we can find her.
Back in Richmond, Darren and Gary are about to question Natasha's boss.
I'm going in here to see the manager. He was the last person that sighted Natasha yesterday. She finished work here about 4:30 and no one's seen her since, so we'll just go in and see the manager and see what he's got to say.
24 hours after Natasha disappeared, her boss is the only lead they have. Meanwhile, back at the show, Craig feels like he's been hit by a sledgehammer.
Yeah, did he just wander around? Or?
It's been 3 hours and there's still no sign of 9-year-old Robert. No one knows if he's even still in the showgrounds. Back at Richmond, Gary's had a breakthrough.
I've just spoken to Stephen in there at McDonald's. He's the assistant manager. He said he's seen her out the front here talking to a couple of young boys about her age. That was around about 5 o'clock.
Darren has found one of the boys, but he says he hasn't seen Natasha. Across town, Mandy's day has just got
Showground 20
better.
Portable. Does that crew have the lost boy?
Sheepish-looking Robert has finally turned up.
Can I see what you look like? Now I know what you look like. You promised me that if you get split up again, you come straight here. We find some police and say, I'm lost, can you take me to a safe place and we'll come find you. Well, it's nice to meet you finally. Enjoy the rest of the show.
The shock of losing
Enjoy the rest of it.
is yet to fully hit Craig.
You'll in about half an hour it'll hit you, and you'll feel really, where are they? But that's normal, that's fine. Everyone gets like that.
Back in Richmond, 15-year-old Natasha finally calls home. Although she's called her mum, Tanya knows it won't be easy, so she's asked police along for support.
She was seen yesterday with two young blokes, and I've just spoken to one of those young guys, and he confirmed that she was here with him and that she went across the road to the shopping mall. But I believe Natasha's across the road at the shopping mall at the moment, so we're hoping to reunite her with Mum.
Down at Richmond Mall, Gary finally makes contact with Natasha. Across the road, her mum Tanya waits for Gary to find out why Natasha disappeared.
You what?
I sent her a message last night. I don't know if she got it or not, but...
You sent her a message?
Yeah, I sent her.
She hasn't heard from her since yesterday morning when you went to work. You know, the police have been looking for her all day yesterday, last night. Today we've run around everywhere looking for you. People care about you.
It's an anxious moment for everyone.
You want to come with us now? We'll take you over to your mother.
Where is she?
Over the road.
It's a situation where you've probably got to treat it easily and just sort of let her ease into it and then try and find out why she took off.
Yeah.
Then explain to her the logic of letting you know where she is. And the logic of not staying out all night long where she could come to some harm.
Who are these two boys you've been with?
Two boys?
Yeah, you were with two boys last night and you were with them again today. They own this car over here in the car park.
Back at the Missing Persons Unit, there's finally a breakthrough in one of the cases we ran earlier in the series. The mystery of missing mum, Veronica Green. Her daughters, Jackie and Penny, have been searching for their mum ever since she walked out of their lives 30 years ago.
The night before she left, I did my little prayer and then jumped into bed, and she would always just tuck me in. So I thought I'd ask her, Mummy, would you ever leave us? She said, don't be so silly. And she never finished tucking me in, you know, and she walked out the door so fast.
The police investigation into the case uncovered a brother the sisters never knew they had. He was adopted out before the girls were even born, and their mum never told them.
For a long time, I blamed myself, Mum. It was my fault. It was my fault. And I'm sorry. It's been really bad, and I just want you to know that I'm sorry. I'm sorry, and I love you so much. Please come home.
Today is a huge day.
Here
Penny and Jackie will find out
go inside.
Who their brother is. At Richmond Mall, Tanya approaches cautiously as Gary tries to find out why Natasha ran away. It's a nervous walk for Tanya, who has no idea what to expect.
She's just been having a lot of trouble at home. Arguments and all sorts of things, you know, between the mother and father. Usually it's when they start like this and it gets that bad, you know, they're sort of crying out for help and they'll just continue to keep doing it, you know. But I do think she needs some counselling, you know. She's a very unhappy little girl.
Mother and daughter are reunited. It's a very uneasy truce. Meanwhile, in Melbourne, the moment Jackie and Penny have been waiting for. The envelope that contains their brother's name.
At that time. Gee, I'll tell you.
A quick search on the net,
Oh my God.
Oh,
and there he is.
that's it.
My heart is really pounding.
It's a heart-racing moment.
Hello?
But their brother's not
Hi, I'm
home,
after Stephen.
although his other sister is.
We're wondering whether you can confirm something for us. Your parents, were they called Joseph and Catherine?
That's right.
This is kind of a hard phone conversation for us.
Right.
And we just don't know which way to go except to just come straight out and ask. We have a copy of a registration of order of adoption, adopting our brother to be known as Stephen.
Yep.
That's him?
Yep.
They've just found their brother, Stephen.
He's our full brother. And he's...
Full brother? Same parents?
Same parents, yep.
Oh.
Yeah. Gee, I hope he takes this okay.
Well, we'll find out, won't we, one way or another?
It's
Well, my
a life-changing
sister
moment.
sitting next to me is, how tall are you, Jack?
But will Stephen ring? And will their mum be watching this?
I just need some closure on this, Mum. I'm never, ever going to stop looking for you. We really love you, and I know you really didn't think we did, and that's why you went. But I know you didn't really want to leave us children. And, you know, it's 30 years now. It's time to come home. It's time to make peace. Let's just forget what's happened and let's, you know, enjoy what we've got left together and meet your grandchildren.